process. And what's also great is that oranges have a lot of natural pectin, and pectin is the agent that gels your jam. And with other fruits, you'll have to possibly buy a packet of pectin. Usually things like plums or peaches, you might have to buy pectin. But oranges come with that naturally. So to make an orange marmalade, you can just boil the pulp with the peel and do that for about an hour or so until it's pretty well reduced, and it's done jam. And another thing to consider about citrus is that the peels are really difficult to compost. So finding ways to get a lot of use out of the whole fruit is important. And the peel of the citrus has a lot of nutrients that we're missing out on. And so candying kind of gets rid of the bitterness and allows you to use most of the fruit.
For the candying, you boil it until all the water is gone, or?
For the candying, yeah.
I need to add this to my the method of making, you know, the dry orange peels. Yes. After you boil it, and then you reduce the heat to simmer and simmer. Not keep it boiling, simmer.
Yeah.
And then you also use a spoon, stir it.
Until the water's gone.
Right, yeah.
Also, it's more than 30 minutes then, because you said to boil for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Will it dissipate after 30 minutes?
yeah.
The liquid?
Because it's only 1 cup.
Oh,
So
yeah, 1 cup to...
1 cup of water.
Oh, fine.
And for the marmalade, you just simmer it for about an hour.
Yeah, about an hour. So it depends on your batch size.
Okay.
Yeah. And what you can also do to increase the amount of pectin is you could take out the pulp of the orange, so it's the white part. Or sorry, that's not the pith. The pith. Thank you. Of the orange, and also the seeds, and you put it in a little fabric bag, and you can put that in like a half an hour before you're going to take it off the stove to add more pectin.
Can you use that for pectin in other jams?
Sorry?
Can you use that for adding pectin to other jams?
Yeah, you can do that too. So you can save that. What I do is I just put it in the freezer. So the strawberry orange is from the City Heights Farmers Market, and that's where I work. And this orange is only sold there because our farmer who grows it only sells at our market. He's looking to expand, so if you have a farmer's market, you can contact him. And it's a variety from Sicily, and of course they have a similar climate to ours. So we got this seed from the UCI seed bank and started growing this, and it's become a really big hit. As some of my coworkers know, I told them about it, and there's someone from work who brought a family member, and she's bought like 80 pounds of these. So I'm going to actually share this with you all. And this is the type of orange that was used to make this candied peel. Did everyone get some?
Because you know what, I tried 2 different kinds of orange and regular narrow orange. With this one, actually, when we did a dry orange peel, simmer cooking like that, this one is better than the skin of narrow oranges.
So you don't dry the candied orange peels. Once the water's been boiled down, that's it, you can it.
Right.
And you don't need any kind of preservatives.
Yeah, and so it's really dry, and that keeps out any bacteria from growing. I mean, it's sweet, so I usually eat it up before anything can possibly even grow, but its storage life is about a year, so it's pretty good.
So you don't dehydrate them at all?
Yeah. Any other questions?
To make pieces that are like that size, I guess, do they shrink up when they must shrink up when they're being candied, or do you actually cut them to be that size?
I cut them to be pretty thin.
Okay.
They do reduce in size a little bit, but it's pretty easy, just manically
Yeah.
chop away.
What do you call those oranges again? They look like blood orange.
They're strawberry oranges. So
Oh,
what's
strawberry.
unique about them is that they're really low in acidity.
Mm.
So pass these around. So the other methods of food preservation we'll talk about today are fermenting and pickling and brewing.
So we have 20 people. Make sure that we share enough. The orange is so much for you.
So
So to make one jar, how many oranges do you normally?
one of these jars.
Uh-huh.
This was, I think this was 2 oranges.
Just two?
This was 2 oranges because and then the other one was the third. And when I was in Vietnam, we had a lot of things like that, and you could put grated ginger. There are a lot of variations. You can put different spices in. I think my favorite is probably the ginger one, and you can mix different fruits together, and you can even take some of the pulp too. It makes it a little bit more moist and gooey.
So strawberry orange. You said citrus farmers market or who sells those? City Heights?
City Heights Farmers Market.
Right on Fairmount Avenue, Landy's Fairmount, and across from City High Library. That's a new one, only 1.5 years or 2 years old.
So, I guess for those of you who came in kind of later, for those of you who have been here, you don't mind me recapping. My mom and I were just talking about why food preservation is important to us, and how that ties us to culture and our culture. And for me, it's just been really great to grow up in a household where we make food at home all the time, and I grew up with that. And it's just been a great time to hear about my mom's past and my grandmother's past, and how food preservation has been a way for them to connect with their family, but also has been important in times of disaster, where there was kind of a more dire need to have food that's been preserved available in the house.
Good.
And so some of the topics we covered earlier were drying, which is really easy. Slice them up really thin and put them out in the sun. And then candying. So I don't know if that other jar is making its way around. You don't know where that is.
How long do you keep it in the sun?
Sorry?
How long do you keep it in the sun?
It depends on the fruit or vegetable that you're drying. If it's, say, an apple that you've sliced really thinly, usually that's just a day if I leave it out on a day like this. And some things might need to be a little bit longer, but you can always, I usually just eat one to test it out and see if it's sufficiently dry.
Do you have any suggestions? Let's say we don't have a yard because we live in an apartment that doesn't have a yard. Is there a way to dry them inside?
Well, there are food dehydrators that people have purchased, or you can just do it in the oven, which I am a proponent of because I don't see why we have to buy extra things. And you can put it in the oven for about 45 minutes on 125. And you want to keep it low so that it's not burning whatever you're putting in there. Also, if you grow any nuts or have any beans that you want to dry, I really like eating soybeans. You can, if you want them to be salted, you can just put mix salts in water, about a quarter cup of salt to 3 cups of water.
What was that again?
A quarter cup of salt to 3 cups of water. You dissolve that, and then you let your beans or nuts soak in that overnight, and then you put it in the oven, and that's a great way to have salted and slightly sprouted nuts. And when things are sprouted, that means it's starting to germinate and activating its nutrients.